What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Good. It's still morning time. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are here for our Poly Talk hour, which is our political talk. So y'all come on up in the room. Let me know if you're here, and also let me know if you can hear me. Um, let's see here. I'm gonna put my banner up here. Um. Here we go. Just make it small. All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? I know I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I started not feeling good. So I was like, child, I'm just wait till tomorrow. So we're here today and we are going to do our Poly Talk hour. All right. Um, let me see here. Uh hold on one second, guys. I wanted to make sure that here we go. All right. All right. So again, we have several things to talk about. I want to share this live out. Hold on one second. Let's see. Share. Join us. All right. Cool. 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 It's like three people watching me. Cause somebody at least drop down in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me or not. That would be great. Please and thank you. That would be great. Actually, I can listen from my other phone. Hold on. That would be great. Okay, I can hear myself. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it because we limit this show to an hour. Okay. All right. So the first thing that I do want to go ahead and get into, which is the talk of the town. A lot of people are talking about this. Thank you, Mocha Drop. Hey, Mocha Drop. Okay, so there has been a change in the whole El Salvadorian situation in the wrongful deportation of a U.S. resident. So the Trump administration is under scrutiny following the wrongful deportation of Mr. Garcia. All right, a Maryland man. Um, a Maryland man and a legal U.S. resident. So he was a legal U.S. resident back to El Salvador. All right. A federal appeals court denied the administration's appeal to halt the judge's order demanding testimony over the deportation. All right. Citing violations of due process. Now, the Senator Chris Van met with Garcia in El Salvador and drawing criticism from Trump, who called the senator a grandstander. I think that this is really unfortunate. I really hope, again, I really, really hope, my hope and my prayer is that this man really actually comes home, man. I really do pray that. Because this is absolutely crazy. This is cuckoo to me. It's cuckoo to me. And I think isn't it sad? It is so sad to know this. Now again, um he did go over there, not Trumisha, but Chris Van did go over there and meet with him. So hopefully something comes out of the meeting, because I do feel like, again, this is absolutely crazy to me. um it can happen to any of us, and I think that's why I am so like, I don't wish that on nobody. Even like okay, so like this was another topic too that we were going to discuss as well, where we were talking about, hold on one second, we were going to be talking about also how the um the House GOP advances border security and deportation measures. Like, it just seems to be this thing. Like, it's so unfortunate. It's sad, and you're absolutely right. It could be any of us. It could be any of us. So it does suck. Now, speaking of the House. GOP advances border security. So the House Republicans are preparing to introduce significant litigations focused on border security and deportations. Now, key committees are set to review proposals supporting the Trump administration's immigration policies. It goes on to say that including increased deportation efforts and a greater military presence at the U.S. border. Now, y'all already know also too. Before you cross the borders, they trying to make sure that you ain't make no threats and that you ain't talking crazy about Trumisha. It is insane. Now, the Judiciary Committee is expected to consider $110 billion for immigration enforcement, while Homeland Security Committee um, are doing 90 billion for deportation incentives. This again, this is crazy, y'all. This is so crazy. I don't. We already know what somebody gonna come in the comments and say. Well, if you need to be deported, you need to be deported. Here they go. If you weren't born over here, then you should be deported. My issue is these children. Um, it makes me feel really sad for them because think about it. All of the deportations that have happened since the bill passes, all of these things passed, you got to think about it. How many children, think about it realistically, how many children do you think are displaced and without their families, without their mothers and their fathers, because their mothers and fathers are being deported, or their grandmother who is raising them is being deported? It really makes me feel away. I know I was having a conversation with someone who's a school teacher, and she was just saying how some of the teachers, they feel away, right? They feel away about it. But then some of them, they okay with it. They're like okay with it. They don't have any emotions behind it. These children are innocent. You're literally teaching kinder through third grade or even kinder through sixth grade, and their parents are being deported back, and they're literally without parents. It freaking sucks, and I don't like it at all because again, it could be any of us, and the situation is just overall, it's really sad. It's really sad. Um, I think we talked about this. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Yeah, thousands of people. So we talked about this. Listen, it is important that you get your real ID. Starting May the 7th, the federal government will enforce the Real ID Act. Now, in case if y'all don't know this, they actually postponed this several times. So the Real ID situation it really should have went in force. What I think originally it was supposed to go in force in 2019, I think was the original time that it was supposed to go somewhere up in there. But of course, y'all know when the Cora came around, the core of it, when it came around, it halted everything. So May the 7th is the last time you need to get it. And I do not care if you have a passport. Get your real ID. Your passport can take care of you until you get your real ID. But you have to understand that any federal buildings, any federal anything, that needs to scan your ID, scan your driver's license, you will not have access to it because it will be invalid. They will not be able to scan you. You know how a lot of places that you go now, they scan the barcode on the back of your driver's license, or they kind of run it through the little machine, like where they slide it, kind of like a credit card or whatever, right? Well, if you do not get your real ID, that will no longer be valid and you will not be able to use your old ID. So listen, I know that the DMV is crazy, probably where you're at, but check the DMV website, check also the Department of Homeland Security website as well, and just make sure that you're in the guidelines of getting that before May the 7th. If I think if you do have to renew your license this year, I think they're making exceptions to how early you can renew your license um, because of the real ID. So again, make sure you check with Homeland Security website, the Department of Homeland Security website, and also make sure you check your local DMV as well for the rules in regards to that. But education is knowledge, honey, and so we're just making sure that you're good and prepared. All right. So I found this very interesting. The U.S. Supreme Court has scheduled oral arguments for May the 15th to consider President Trumisha's executive order aiming to end birthright citizenships for children born in the U.S. to non-citizen parents. Mocha, when we just talking about this, see again here, holy, this is crazy. So again, his executive order was to aim to end childbirth. Birthright citizenships. I'm sorry, birthright citizenships for children born in the U.S. to non-citizen parents. That is absolutely asinine and insane to me. Anyway, the administration contends that the 14th Amendment does not extend citizenship to children of undocumented or territory immigrants. Lower courts have blocked the order, and the Supreme Court's decision could have significant impacts for immigration law and judicial authority. I don't even, I, I really have no words for this because, again, we're talking about innocent children. We're talking about innocent. They didn't ask for any of this. They didn't ask for any of this. And now again, now they have to go without parents, and it is just absolutely crazy. So I can't. I just cannot. I cannot. So there was something else I wanted to talk to you guys about. Give me 1 second. Now we talked about this Tuesday, I believe, a little bit. So we're gonna talk about it again because we have a little bit more information. So um I think I had told you because of the trade wars, um China has requested Boeing to stop importing different goods and different things like that, right? So let me just read this article for you. This was updated a couple days ago. So it is saying that Boeing's stock is actually falling after China ordered its airlines to halt deliveries of the company's jets as part of an escalating trade war with the U.S., according to a report. And let's just be all the way 1,000 wow about this situation. The U.S. will never win this trade war. Let me say it again for the people in the back. The U.S., the United States that we live in currently, they will never win this trade war, especially with China. Let me say it again for the people in the back. The U.S. will never win this trade war. Argue with your mammy about it, but it's the truth. We won't win this. This is insane. So, how, Trump can do whatever he chooses to do. The U.S. is never going to win. China is like, okay, baby, two can play that game. Let's play these games. Let's do what we need to do. It doesn't affect them like it affects us. Hey, Tanya, they won't. They just will not. So the Chinese airlines have been told not to accept any more Boeing deliveries and asked that the carriers not buy any further aircraft related gear from the U.S. companies. Boeing reported, citing that people familiar with the matter. Now, Boeing didn't respond to a formal request, of course, but its shares of a commercial jet maker fell 2.4%. to $155 on Tuesday, while the S&P 500 and Dow Jones industrial, average fell 0.2% and 0.4%. That is, again, we're not gonna win this. We're just not gonna win this. Um, I just I don't think people understand the depths of what this man is doing. People do not understand the depths of what this man is doing. And again, until it starts affecting, until it starts knocking on your front door, you're not going to care. So now there are some people out here saying now, oh, it's time for us now to admit that if we voted for Donald Trump, that, we're upset with him. No, don't be upset now. Don't be upset now. So we upset because China can play these games with us? We're upset? No. No, no, no. Don't be upset now, Bookie Butt. Don't be upset now. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, y'all. You cannot make this stuff up. So from the deportations to the telling the Bowen people to stop bringing in these goods. Stop it. Stop it right now. We stop bringing them in. That is it. That is asinine and crazy, y'all. I just it's crazy, and I'm seeing a lot of people who are in business start to be affected by this. Like one of my friends, um he's been in business for quite some time. He has like this he has a brick and mortar building where he sells goods, and then he also has, where he does it online as well. And one of the things that he was saying was some of his stuff comes from there, and the amount that he has to pay for some of these things, he's having to discontinue, making the decision to discontinue some of the things that he gets from China because of this trade war that we will never win. Again, it is going to start affecting businesses more than what people want to accept. It is, unfortunately, especially for those people who get their goods from China specifically. I just, y'all better wake up, man. Is it Korea, Japan, and China that have joined forces in the tariff war? Yep. Yep. And again, it, I, I I just know that this is going to get more ugly before it gets better. It's going to get ugly well, it's already getting ugly, but it's really going to get ugly before it gets any better. I was listening to someone the other day, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, I believe that this trade war is only going to last for such and such amount of time." I can't even remember what they said, but people were saying like, "No, no, 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 no. This is not something that's going to um, be changed overnight. It's not." Unfortunately, it is not. But y'all, I mean, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We Here we go. All right, so let's get into the next topic. Let's get into the next topic. Wait a minute. Yeah, I had all these written down, and guess what I done? Guess what I done? I had all my notes written down in the phone that I'm using to go live. How stupid is How dumb is that? That is stupid. That is stupid. That is stupid. That is stupid. So let's talk about um the meeting with Al Sharpton and Target. Oh, and Jamal Bryant was there as well. Reverend Jamal Bryant. The Reverend over there at New Breed. Him. Okay. So let's get into it. Hold on one second. Um and can y'all I would like to know y'all's opinion on this. Do y'all think that Al Sharpton should have been the one? Now, again, granted, it was Jamal Bryant, and in my opinion, Jamal Bryant has been. Hey, Natty, Jamal Bryant has been doing more of the talking, in my opinion. To wait, you can't hear me no more or something? Are you asking what happened with the Target thing? I'm about to get into it for sure. Y'all can still hear me, right? Just want to make sure y'all can still hear me. Just want to make sure. Oh, oh, we can. Okay, cool. Thank you, TK. I appreciate that. All right, so let's get into it, honey. Let's get into it. All right. So, Target's chief executive officer met Thursday with Reverend Al Sharpton, whose civil rights organization has encouraged consumers to avoid U.S. retailers that scale back on their diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, Sharpton called the meeting with Target CEO Brian Cornell. I, again, I want y'all's thoughts and opinions on Al Sharpton being the one to go sit down. Now, I don't. What I will say is Al Sharpton has been pretty firm as far as supporting the or not supporting those who again have fallen back on the DEI. So he has been pretty consistent with that. But Al Sharpton just has a past that I just. mm, I didn't understand it. I'm gonna just be all the way 1,000. I didn't understand Al Sharpton being the one to go be the spokesperson for this. No, you're not wrong, Tanya, because that's how I felt when I first seen it. I was like, Al Sharpton out of all people, girl, bye. Anyway, so it is saying that hold on one second. Um, I hate when you pull up these articles and the doggone ad be up here. Okay, now there we go. We exited. I am going to inform our allies, including Reverend Dr. Jamal Bryan, of our decision, what my feelings are, and we will go from there, Sharpton says in a statement. Now, Bryan, an Atlanta area pastor, organized a website called uh, targetfast.org to recreate and structure Christians for a 40-day Target boycott. All right. So y'all do remember that. He went on a Breakfast Club and I think he explained the reason why Target was first on the list, how, you know, how they promised all of this money to these universities and they never gave it. Um we all have hey symmetry, we all have a pride. The hope is to grow and evolve. I can agree with that, but just in my opinion, I don't think he was the one to go do it. I really don't. I really don't. But I mean, again, if it gets us ahead in a way, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. But Al, I mean, again, I understand that we got to move somewhere. We gotta get some things done somewhere. Just he wouldn't have been the person that I, you know. Okay, so let's see. Now, our faith leaders endorsed and protest, which started with the beginning of Lent on March the 5th. A national action, this is not the article I need, but the National Action Network spokesman confirmed earlier Thursday that Sharpton, the group's founder and president, planned to meet with Cornell in New York this week. The news was first reported by CNBC. A Target spokesperson couldn't immediately be reached for comments. Now, Target, among a slew of companies, including Walmart, Amazon, and PepsiCo, that have eliminated policies and programs aimed at the diversity in the DEI policies. Now, again, hold on. Oh, it says there's more. Okay. I'm trying to find the response. This article doesn't have the response. Hold on one second, y'all. Um, and I know where I saw that. I know where I saw that. Bear with me for 1 second, y'all. Again, all my notes and everything that I need is on the phone that I'm live on right now. Okay, here we go. Let me pull up. Okay, let's see. Y'all, please make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button. It's free. It's free. It's free. It's free. All right, here we go. 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 All right. So Reverend Al Sharpton, founder and president of the National Action Network, the NAN, issued the following statement after meeting this morning with Target CEO Brian Cornell at NAN's corporate office headquarters in New York. This morning, I had a very uh, great and candid meeting with Brian Cornell that included NAN National Board Chair Dr. W. Franklin Richardson and NAN Senior Advisor, uh, I guess that is Kara Wallace. I am going to inform our allies, including Reverend uh, Dr. Jamal Bryant, of our decision, what my feelings are, and where we go from there. Thursday's meeting with Target marked the second such discussion Reverend Al Sharpton has had this week with the head of a global corporation over its stance on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Reverend Al Sharpton met on Tuesday with the chairman and the CEO of North America for PepsiCo to get clarity on its stance on DEI, whether they are shutting down their commitments due to pressure from President Trump and right wing advocates. And it goes on to say that, and the path moving forward, Al Sharpton will consult with members of the NAN board and directors over the Easter holiday to determine any next steps with Target, PepsiCo, and other companies who have scaled back on their DEI programs and or pledges. Um, I mean, I hope we get somewhere. I really do. I hope we get somewhere. Um, yeah, I really want us to get somewhere with it. I do. I do. Do I think that it was a good thing to have a meeting to understand where their stance is? I do. Um I do. I do. Uh, it's a sit back and wait and see what happens type of situation. Definitely, it's a sit back and wait and see what happens type of situation. I mean, I ain't bought nothing from Target since then, child. I keep my cheap out of Target anyway. Okay, let's call a thing a thing. Some of y'all rich girl, y'all loves to be over there at the Target and stuff. Not me. I keeps my tail out of Target because it's too high anyway. Baby, I can tell you probably. I used to go to Target maybe once a year. Do you think they chose him for a reason? Um, Probably so. Definitely because I guess because of this organization, and him being the president of the organization gives me one of the reasons why they could have selected him for sure. Um, but I could have sworn I thought they said that Jamal Bryant was there, but clearly he wasn't because Sharpton said in the statement that he would advise Jamal Bryant of what uh what was discussed. Um I definitely think Jamal should have been there though. I do. Jamal, I'm not I think Jamal should have been there. I think everybody who has been on this train of fighting, I think they should have been present at this meeting. Um, so again, I think it's just one of those things we're gonna have to sit back and see what the outcome of what it is. Because again, they're saying that over the Easter weekend, now doggone it, we not gonna celebrate Jesus over the weekend. But anyway, he's saying over the Easter weekend they're going to have a meeting and they're going to discuss it. So hopefully we'll know something by next week on how they choose to move forward with this. I know for me, and I don't judge everybody because okay, like in some places in like smaller cities, they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice but to go to some of these stores because that's all they got. Like a lot of places, all they have is Walmart. So they're stuck with going to these places and having to support these places when in all actuality they don't really want to. I have an aunt that lives in a small city and she was just saying the other day, like she was like, I don't want to support these places, but I don't have a choice. Like I don't have a choice but to support these places. And so for those people, I understand that. Uh, for me, I don't order. I canceled my Prime membership. Now I would be a liar if I said that I did not order anything from Amazon because I had to, especially when I got sick. So that I understand. I've scaled back a lot. I've scaled back a lot. And the Target for sure I don't shop at. And Walmart, I really have the choice of going to Walmart or HEB, but HEB is way further than Walmart is for me. I'm sorry. Walmart is just up the street. So, you know, but I get it and I understand the position that a lot of people are in with it. I do. I don't think that they wanted Jamal Bryant there. They probably didn't. They probably didn't. I feel like they chose Reverend because the clear folks know him and may be more willing to talk to him. Could be. That could. I mean, that could be the case. That could be the case. Listen, symmetry is absolutely right. Symmetry is absolutely right. With you do grow and you do evolve. I do understand that. I get it. And again, Sharpton has been handling a lot of this anyway. You know what I mean? He's been taking care of this a lot anyway. So I get it. I get it. Just at first when they say Al Sharpton, I'm like, girl, why? Why? But then again, he's also been around for a very long time. So TK, I think you have a very valid point as well with that because he has been around a long time as well. So I guess next week we'll hear more about the outcome of different things. So I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see. We don't have a choice when it comes to Walmart, but I have to get my shipping supplies from Amazon. Yeah, I understand it, Natty. I do because I do know that a lot of places provide things that you can't necessarily get locally. I know that there's some stuff that you can get at a local grocery store, but then there's some stuff that you do absolutely have to order. And so I get it. I get it. I've even gotten my prescriptions from Amazon. Like there's just some things that I tried HEB and other places and they're out of it. And I ain't going to these private pharmacies where they're going to charge an arm and a leg. And some insurance, they don't even cover, like they don't even consider certain carriers. So for me, I think it is, you know, it's one thing I think to scale back on what you on what it is versus um just full out supporting them in ways that we know what's going on. You know what I mean? But just in some situations you don't have a choice. You just do not have a choice. And so I get it and I understand that. So here I was thinking that we was going to really be talking about this whole meeting, but unfortunately we don't have any answers yet. So again, next week um I will definitely be covering it. Let me see. All right. So what we're gonna start doing is we are gonna have political talks every Tuesday and Friday. I did say Tuesday and Thursday, but I'm gonna do Tuesdays and Fridays. So hopefully by Tuesday we can hear an answer from Al Sharpton. Um, you know, Sunday is Easter Sunday. I mean, that may be catching it real close, but if not, then hopefully we'll definitely have the conversation by Friday because again, I do want to discuss where we are, especially with the DEI of it all. And you know what's crazy? The DEI is affecting a lot more people that I feel like should be sounding the alarm. Ah, but I don't think they really ready for that conversation either. There's a whole lot more people that is affected before black folks is affected that absolutely should be concerned about DEI. You know what I mean? Like I just that's something I do find weird. I do find weird that a lot of these people are not discussing this and they are affected by the scale backs of DEI. I mean, but okay. I mean, they just not ready. They're not ready for the real conversation because Hello, hello to the white women that it is affecting, and hello to the disabled and all of the things that it is affecting. I think that there should be more people sounding the alarm versus us over here. But again, we are not the same that we were a couple decades ago. We're not the same. We're not even the same as we were when Trump had his first term. Okay, we're just not the same. So, preferably, we'll get something out of it for sure. Um. Okay. Let's see here. Now, I saw a couple of other things too that I was concerned about. Um, that we will talk about next week as well because we need follow-up stories in regards to them. But what I do know is that we can't sit down and just not do anything. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, that we can just sit back and allow people to suffer from the votes that the votes that they made and the things like that. But honestly, y'all, we do have to speak up. We have to educate the people. We have to do a lot, man. I we're in a rough space. We're literally in a rough space. And my hope again is that America can it's gonna be a long time, but that America can heal, honey. It's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be a long time. I mean, because we still got what? How long we got? It's just April. We ain't even got halfway through the year. Okay, so we got another almost 4 years to deal with these changes and these things that are absolutely going on. Now, I do. I'm gonna do some more research on this because I want to. I noticed that no one is really talking about the Tesla stocks. No one is really talking about that anymore. I know it was a thing a couple of weeks ago, but I do find it interesting. I did come across an article where it was talking about the fact that no one was talking about the Tesla stocks anymore, especially since um Muskie sold his sold Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it to his company. Again, it's going to be an interesting conversation, but I want to do a little bit more research on that as well before I get up here and talk about it for sure. But we definitely gonna talk about it because I do find that to be interesting as well. Um, and so just remember that these conversations are going to be less than an hour or right at an hour. I know it is Good Friday and there is a lot going on, but I did want to at least follow through with my word of going live so that we can have these discussions. Because again, I was supposed to go live yesterday, but I just didn't feel good, y'all. I didn't. I didn't feel good. Anything you guys can think of right now that you want to discuss, or is there anything that you guys want to get off of your chest? It's just 10 people in here, which I'm okay with. Um, I know some people aren't really just into a political talk. Uh-oh. Some people are just not into political talk, and I understand. I understand because sometimes when you talk politics, they'll leave your chat, honey. So I totally get it. Uh-oh, what is this? Now we did already talk about the Harriet Tubman situation. We did talk about that. We talked about that on Tuesday. Um, on this particular live, we talked about several different things. We talked about the so just in case if you kind of joined a little late, we talked about the House GOP advances, border patrol security or border security. We talked about real ID and making sure you get your real ID. You are not exempt. I do not care if you do have your passport. What these people are urging and letting you know that you will not have access to federal buildings when you go places where they scan your ID or scan the barcode of your ID. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get into those places or do anything with those places because you do not have your real ID. I also know that in some counties, the DMV is also they're also the DMV is making exceptions to people who need to renew their license. So just make sure you check your local DMV website, and if you have any questions about the real ID, go to the Homeland Security website, and it can answer it. Did you hear about the meeting between the prisoner and the? Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that as well. Um, we did. We talked about that as well. I I just that to me, that whole thing is crazy to me. And Tanya, I was telling the chat as well. The crazy part about it is it could honestly be any one of us. But yeah, we did talk about him going over there and actually getting an opportunity to see him and meet him, which I think is a good thing, especially to his wife, because his wife did do a press conference. I don't know if you guys heard the press conference that she did a couple days ago. I think it was the day after the El Salvadorian president said that he had no plans on bringing him back to the U.S. Um, so I think that that was good for her. Hopefully, she got. I get it. He's still not back, and they still have children and everything. It's just a sad situation to me. I really do. But yeah, we did discuss it at the beginning of the live. I I feel bad for him. I really I feel bad for him and her, um, and those children, because I know they probably asking all kind of questions that she probably do not have the answers to, of course. Um, and it's just really unfortunate. And to know that he's in the worst prison ever is crazy. But yeah, I'm glad that she was able to get a sense of knowing that he was at least okay. He was at least okay. Dang it, the picture. Let me see. Do I have the picture? Hold on, let me see if I have the picture. I don't think I don't get, but yeah, the Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen had went to go meet with him. A union sheet metal worker and father of three who was wrongfully deported to El Salvador last month. Okay. Now, Van traveled, I'll read this again. So, Van, who traveled to a Central America country this week, um, wrote that on April the 17th, which was yesterday, message on X. I said my main goal of this trip was to meet with Kilmore. Tonight, I had the chance to do so. I have called his wife, Jennifer, to pass along his message of love. He added, I look forward to providing a full update upon my return. And I just really hope that his update is something that we can. Oh man, moments before the lawmaker posted a message in an image, Salvadorian president, y'all know his name, from the meeting. He um the fact that they're trying to make this man evil is what's crazy to me. That's the crazy part to me. um But there are three additional photos that have been shared over on X. So if you guys type this man's name in, you'll probably get it. So prayers have been answered according to his wife. She stated that one of the things that she really wanted to do was just at least speak with him, or at least know that he's okay, see a picture of him, something of some sort, and she feels like her prayers have been answered. Um, and there is a news briefing that will take place today in regards to this. So we are going to get to hear from him firsthand. Um, we're going to get to hear from Chris firsthand today. It doesn't have a time or anything next to it, but it does say that there is a briefing scheduled for Friday, April the 18th. So we're gonna sit back and wait, man. I just think that the whole situation is sad, and again, I do definitely feel for the wife, for sure, because just that not knowing, and then him being in the most dangerous prison that there is, I could only imagine. Now I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. After looking at this picture, not saying that they're not doing things to him over there, but he actually looks good in this photograph. He looks good in this photograph. I pray for him. I do. I pray for him. Um, I pray for him. It also puts in your mind, and you think about, and now he was deported, but you think about all the people who are in prison right now facing time for things that they didn't even do. Like, it just puts a total different spin on it. So again, prayers for his um to his wife. Let me actually see if they have any more information on this briefing. Let's see. Because I would like to most definitely, if the briefing is going to be live, I would like to talk about it. Mm, let's see. The two countries reached an agreement for 6 million in imprisonment deportees. The Trump administration says, and then a member, girl. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I don't see any information, but all these articles that I keep pulling up, it just keeps saying that there's a briefing scheduled for today. So I guess they don't just have a time on it or anything. If it happens to be live and I happen to catch it, I'll do a quick live. So just kind of keep y'all notifications on so that you know. Um, but y'all, it's a lot going on. It is Good Friday. I'm prayerful that everyone has a good Friday and a good weekend celebrating Jesus. If that's what you do, if not, I totally understand that. Um, oh, we okay. This says briefing scheduled for, oh, it don't got no time on it either. Okay, well, again, if they happen to post it, I'll go live. I'll do a quick live so that we can kind of get an update on everything. But again, we will have these conversations on every Tuesday and Thursday. I mean, Tuesday and Friday. Again, they'll last maybe an hour, some maybe shorter than an hour. But again, I do feel like I want a place where people can actually give their true opinions, the true thoughts in regards to this, which is why I'm open to a lot of things. And again, I wanted to do this on the backup channel so that you guys would know. And I also shared on my main channel to let everybody know that we'll be on the backup channel to discuss this. So mark your calendar for every Tuesday and Friday. And I think I'm going to do 1 p.m. Central Time on these, unless something changes or unless something comes up. I think 1 p.m. is actually really good for me. So, all right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you for this. Oh, thank you, Tanya. Mocha Drop says thank you so much, Chef. Y'all are absolutely welcome. Thank you for coming in, giving me your opinion, and talking to me. And again, I will catch y'all on Tuesday, okay? And we're gonna see um if the briefing comes live today. I'll go live today, and then we'll also see what the conversation is with the DEI and the target of it all. Okay. All right, y'all. Again, happy Friday. Thank you, IPV. You was listening in the bushes. I know I know some of y'all are really working today, even though it's Good Friday and stuff like that. I know some jobs don't care, honey. But again, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I will catch you guys later. Bye, y'all.